Welcome back to Jess at the North. It's the winter season here in Zone 4, so while I'm not growing anything outside, I am going to be cooking something today from the crops that I put in my pantry. So I found a good squash. I'm going to collect some onions off the shelf, as well as the garlic I have left over from the season before last. I get all my ingredients up on the counter, and I prepare my workspace. I had a couple of squashes that were damaged, so I set those in the sink to deal with once I'm done preparing my dinner. You want to make sure you have a clean work surface as well as clean hands. And then I like to get out whatever pans I'll be using when I'm going to put those in the oven. You can dice up your squash in whatever portions work the best for you. I just did rough chops on all of these because I wanted to get the task done pretty quickly. I'm also saving the seeds from this squash. This squash produced really well last season, so if I want to have more of that, it's fun for me to save seeds for those so that I can take those into the next gardening season as well. I didn't bother to remove the rind on these. There's been very few winter squashes I've cooked where that's been a problem after it's been cooked. If you're somebody where that bothers you, absolutely feel free to remove the rind at this step. It was about at this point that I realized that not all of my dish was going to fit into one pan. So now I'll be putting 2 pans in the oven. I try to tidy my workstation between each different vegetable or storage crop I'm using. The best way that I've found personally to peel garlic is that I press on the cloves so that it releases that skin a little bit faster. This still takes me quite a bit of time, but they at least come off pretty easily. I dice up the garlic the same way I do the squash. Whatever size piece you're comfortable with cooking and eating, that's the size range you should go for. Then I just spread it out throughout the squash. And then I start on the onions. The onions also spread throughout those different containers. I clean up my work surface because I'm going to use that for the molded squashes once I get the other food in the oven. I spread some olive oil throughout the pans, sprinkle with salt and pepper, and I typically leave the seasonings just like this because I personally think that's the best way to get the flavor from the vegetables that I grew in the garden. These squashes, when I put them on the shelves, I must not have noticed some damage on the back end, so you can see that those molded. What I did was I cut off the damaged portion of the squash, and then I'm cutting these into more manageable portions that I'm placing in the fridge, and I'll roast them probably this coming weekend, and I can make them into something like a pie if I want, or a puree, or whatever other sort of recipes you are looking to improve with a nice squash flavor. You can mix them in with mashed potatoes. The options are really kind of endless. My oven was set at 425. I rotated the pans for after 20 minutes for the first batch. I checked them to see if they were all soft to a fork, and now they are able to come out after another 20 minutes. And here's the finished product. This is my favorite savory squash recipe. I like to top it with Parmesan cheese for a nice little kick, and then I either serve it by itself as a side, or I put it on top of something like rice or pasta. The oil makes a nice sauce just for pasta plain, so I don't need to do anything additional to the pasta. I hope this is something that is helpful for you. If you also have storage squash and you're looking for a savory recipe to use it in, it's very hearty and filling. Let me know how it goes for you.